We wholeheartedly kowtow and surrender ourselves to the reunited three most powerful God, Timkutu, and the Son of God.
As you stroll along the verdant shores of Lagoa das Sete Cidades in the Azores, Portugal, a captivating twin lake where one side glistens in deep blue and the other shines in vibrant green, both nestled within a volcanic crater, you exclaim, Adoro! This is I love it in Portuguese, a beautiful language that echoes throughout this breathtaking volcanic archipelago. My name is Alvaro, often called the Hawaii of Europe. The Azores dazzle with lush landscapes, dramatic skies, and a rhythm of life shaped by nature. The gracious Azores welcome you with gentle pride and heartfelt hospitality. May your life reflect compassion and light in God's enlightening guidance. Welcome to our show, Nature's Wondrous Gifts, Edible Mushrooms, Part 1 of 3. Mushroom species of various colors, forms, and sizes are abundant in nature. Some have attractive appearances that make them a part of our daily lives. You can find their images in art creations and fairy tales. Approximately 15,000 mushroom species have been described by scientists, but the vast majority remain unknown. Moreover, only a few thousand are considered safe for human consumption, as some contain toxins that can cause allergies, poisoning, or even death. So, you should seek professional guidance when foraging for wild edible mushrooms. Edible mushrooms are a nutritious food source and have been used for medicinal purposes in many cultures since ancient times, with evidence being found in archaeological sites in Chile, Europe, and other areas. In the West, the ancient Romans and Greeks used mushrooms in cooking. In the East, mushrooms have long been consumed for both medicinal and culinary purposes in China and Japan. In ancient times, mushrooms were gathered from nature. Traditional knowledge about the identification, preparation, and medicinal properties of wild edible mushrooms is often passed down through generations within families and local communities. Nowadays, the advantage of having scientific knowledge allows us not only to discover but also to learn about the vast, magnificent world of fungi beneath our feet. Mushrooms are neither vegetables nor fruits. They belong to the fungi kingdom. We'll now illustrate their life cycle, beginning as tiny spores. After the spores germinate and become hyphae, they find and fuse with other compatible hyphae, and then mycelia start to form. Mycelium is the vegetative part of a fungus and consists of a network of fuzzy, branching, thread-like masses called hyphae that lie hidden underneath the soil. Similar to the roots of a plant, the mycelium secretes digestive enzymes into nearby organic materials, such as dead wood or leaves, and turns them into simpler molecules, such as amino acids and sugars, and then absorbs them as nutrients. By doing this, mushrooms help return vital elements like carbon, nitrogen, and phosphorus to the soil, so mushrooms play an essential role in the ecosystem by decomposing and recycling organic materials. While some fungal colonies of mycelium are too small to be seen by the naked eye, some grow underground to span thousands of acres, such as the Armillaria ostiae fungus colony, fondly nicknamed the humongous fungus, which covers 2,385 acres of the Malheur National Forest in Oregon, USA. This edible mushroom is known to be the world's largest living organism and is estimated to be around 2,400 to 8,650 years old. The mycelium's growth stops after it has consumed all the available nutrients and is ready to enter the fruiting stage, where it produces mushrooms. This transition is often triggered by environmental changes such as a drop in temperature, increased humidity, or the introduction of fresh air. That's why you often see mushrooms appear in nature after rain. The mushrooms we're familiar with that pop up above the ground on trees, whereas truffles that grow below ground are the reproductive structures of the fungi. Mushrooms are called macrofungi because their fruiting bodies are large enough to be visible to the naked eye. Mature mushrooms produce and release billions of spores. Those spores then look for suitable environments to start their new life cycles.
Vegan.
Charitable viewers will pause a moment now for some messages. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. We'll be right back. Welcome back to our show, Nature's Wondrous Gifts, Edible Mushrooms, Part 1 of 3. While many species of edible mushrooms grow in the wild, not many are suitable for cultivation. It's believed that the wood ear mushroom was first cultivated in ancient China around 300 to 200 BC. This makes it one of the oldest, if not the oldest, artificially cultivated mushrooms. In Europe, mushroom cultivation was first recorded in France in the 1650s when mushrooms were grown in open melon fields, and this continued for about 150 years until they were moved into caves, excavated tunnels, or quarries, which provide the perfect environment for growing mushrooms commercially. Commercial mushroom cultivation then spread to England, the rest of Europe, and the United States. Today, mushroom farming is quite popular around the world. Watching and duplicating mushroom cultivation is both enjoyable and easy with simple requirements for ideal growing conditions. Each species has its own optimal temperature, humidity, and air circulation requirements. Generally, most mushrooms need little or no sunlight to grow because, unlike plants, they lack chlorophyll for photosynthesis. The temperature range for growing mushrooms is anywhere from 10 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius. High humidity levels between 80 to 90% are crucial for spore germination and to prevent organs from drying out. Air circulation is essential, especially during the fruiting stage, so that enough oxygen is available, and airflow also facilitates spore dispersal. To cultivate mushrooms, it's important to disinfect the growth substrate in high heat so that the mushrooms have a safe medium in which to grow. You can collect spores and use them to grow mushrooms. However, using spawns is more reliable as they allow mushrooms to propagate vegetatively. Quality spawns are made in a laboratory setting. First, the spores are induced on a petri dish with a nutrient-rich agar. Once the mycelium grows, only the best-looking culture will be picked and transferred into a new culture, and it will grow as the mother culture. This step bypasses the unpredictability of starting from spores every time. The mother culture is then used to inoculate a larger quality of sterile substrate and turns the substrate into mushroom spawn. The mushroom spawns are then inoculated onto the growth substrates and placed in trays or in perforated plastic bags and hung vertically, thus enabling air circulation. Depending on the scale of a mushroom farm, growing rooms can be in purpose-built shipping containers, warehouses, tunnels, caves, or other structures. The growing conditions are carefully monitored at controlled levels to promote mushroom growth, quality, and yield. Depending on the type of mushroom and other factors such as substrate quality and growing conditions, it generally takes 3 to 4 weeks to harvest mushrooms. Growing mushrooms is not only for entrepreneurs and large businesses, it's also undertaken by small farmers and even home growers. Growing your own mushrooms at home is low cost, requires little expertise, and allows you to enjoy cooking them all year round. You can get mushroom growing kits online or at a local nursery or mushroom grower. Mushrooms are a popular animal people meat substitute because they have meaty textures and unique umami flavors. They are also versatile in a wide range of international cuisines. They can be roasted, grilled, fried, sautéed, boiled, and generally processed in the same manner as animal people meat. For example, many use the shiitakes root or enoki mushrooms to recreate the texture of animal people meat. In terms of absorbing foreign flavors, it's easily done by seasoning them with herbs to mimic the desired flavors. Adding seaweed or algae along with Old Bay seasoning can imitate the taste of sea animal people meat. And combining nutritional yeast with the enoki and tofu can produce a compound for creating a chicken people meat-like flavor. In addition, mushrooms have many nutritional benefits as they are rich in vitamins, antioxidants, and minerals, and low in calories and fat. According to scientific research, mushrooms have been listed as the number 8 best food to make us happy after 7 other plant-based vegan foods. Specific mushrooms also have various other benefits. For example, the lion's mane mushroom provides medicinal substances to reduce cognitive decline and contains substances to regrow brain cells. Thus, it's a natural remedy for memory loss symptoms. According to the Research and Markets Report 2024, a surge in demand for mushrooms is forecast for between 2024 and 2029 due to increasing public awareness about veganism and the health benefits of the vegan diet. For those who would like to give up raising animal people for meat and are looking for a compassionate business alternative, mushroom farming is a perfect choice, not only because of the reasons listed above, but also because some mushrooms experience no pain when harvested. On April 20, 2024, our beloved Supreme Master Ching Hai, vegan, revealed a secret and a message for Supreme Master television viewers. Some edible mushrooms and many plants feel no pain or very little pain when picked. So, if you want to create less karma and cause less pain, you can select them to eat. For more information about no pain food, please search for No Pain on SupremeMasterTV.com. For more information about mushrooms, how to grow them, and vegan recipes, please search for Mushroom on SupremeMasterTV. Respective viewers, thank you for spending time with us. Edible mushrooms are no doubt among one of the best options to replace meat derived from our lovely animal friends. Thus, they are an ideal choice as we move toward the golden era, where there is no more suffering, but only divine love and peace for all. We'll be back next Sunday, November 2nd, with part 2 of our show, and we look forward to tickling your taste buds with these mouth-watering recipes: vegan shiitake mushroom burger and grilled vegan mushroom skewers. Don't forget to join us then. Up next is The Strength of Many Hearts, part 4 of 6. On Between Master and Disciples, right after noteworthy news. May you seize every opportunity to do good and show kindness to all beings. When a friend invites you to hike the misty trails of Pico Island in the Azores, Portugal, you gladly reply, "Vamos!" That's "let's go" in Portuguese, the official language of these emerald green Atlantic islands. My name is Alvaro. The ocean-ringed Azores are celebrated as being among the world's premier whale people-watching destinations, offering front-row seats to the giants of the Atlantic. The resilient people of these islands invite you to live in harmony with the rhythms of the earth and sea. May your heart be a sanctuary of unconditional love and hope in the gracious benevolence of the divine.
Look at this. This duck saw this little boy coming. He quickly moved toward him. Actually, this boy is its dear friend who was returning home from school. Then the little boy started gently stroking the duck's back to show affection. After a while, the duck began to head home, and the boy started following it. Finally, they both returned home.
Welcome to our show, Nature's Wondrous Gifts, Edible Mushrooms, Part 2 of 3, Vegan Shiitake Mushroom Burger and Grilled Vegan Mushroom Skewers. Mushrooms play an important role in vegan cuisine, not just due to their rich natural umami flavor, but also because they offer a meaty bite and satisfying chew. Their culinary versatility allows them to be grilled, dry-fried, roasted, stir-fried, and cooked in many other ways. They easily absorb flavors and are widely used in vegan adaptations of international and fusion cuisines. Today, we're pleased to present homemade shiitake mushroom patties for your vegan burgers. First, pan-fry the minced, rehydrated shiitake mushrooms until brown and fragrant with olive oil and seasonings. Then, mixed with cooked short-grain brown rice and panko breadcrumbs and shaped into patties. The patties are seared to create a golden, crisp crust that keeps the outside crispy and the interior juicy and tender. Assembled in a burger bun together with layers of vegan mayonnaise, lettuce, vegan cheese slices, fresh herbs, and pickled cabbage, this vegan shiitake mushroom burger is sure to make a satisfying meal any time of day. We'll first quickly rinse 50 grams of dried shiitake mushrooms to remove any dirt. Then soak them in warm water for about 15 minutes or until they expand and soften. Avoid soaking the mushrooms in hot water, as this causes them to lose nutrients and flavor and results in a chewier, tougher texture since the mushrooms may not fully soften all the way to the center. To retain more of the nutrients and flavor, you can soak them in cold water and leave them in the refrigerator for a few hours or overnight. Now all the shiitake mushrooms have softened. If you don't like the strong and distinctive aroma or worry about the drying process or storage condition, you may discard the dark brown soaking water and rinse them 2 to 4 times until the water becomes clear. Otherwise, after soaking, the water is full of umami and nutrients. Just strain it to remove any grit and use it as stock. Gently squeeze out any excess water in the mushrooms. Transfer them into a food processor to mince coarsely. Take care not to mince them too finely, as this will make the patty too soft and mushy. Next, we'll dry fry the mushroom mince in a pan. As mushrooms have a high water content, dry frying helps evaporate the moisture quickly, giving the mushroom mince a meatier taste and a slightly chewy texture. Transfer the mushroom mince into a heated pan over medium-high heat and spread it across the bottom. It cooks faster if left sitting still, so avoid stirring it too often. When it starts to turn golden brown, stir it once or twice so it heats through evenly. Dry fry it for about 2 minutes. When the mushroom mince is dry and slightly brown, add 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. Stir to coat the mince evenly with the oil and then let it sit still to continue cooking. When the mushroom mince has turned golden brown and becomes fragrant, lower the heat to prevent it from burning and becoming bitter. Season with 1 teaspoon of tamari soy sauce, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground black pepper, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1½ teaspoons of smoked paprika. Stir to mix well. Then turn the heat off. We'll let the mushroom mince cool down before combining it with other ingredients, as the released steam can cause the patty to be too wet and fall apart. Now the mushroom mince has cooled down. Pour it into a large mixing bowl and add 1/3 of a cup of cooked short-grain brown rice, 1/3 of a cup of panko breadcrumbs, and 1/2 cup of finely chopped basil. Use your hand to mix the ingredients until they bind together. We use short-grain brown rice instead of the long-grain variety, as it's starchier and can help the ingredients stick together. Let's now shape the mixture into vegan burger patties using an 8 or 9-inch burger mold. Fill the burger mold with the patty mixture, pressing it down firmly so the patty stays intact. We'll get 2 patties out of this patty mixture. To fry the vegan patties, let's first preheat a cast iron pan at high heat. Cast iron pans tend to heat slowly and unevenly, and to test if the surface has reached a consistently high temperature, sprinkle a few drops of water on it. If the water sizzles and evaporates, it means the pan is ready. When the pan is hot enough, lower the heat and add 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil to the pan, using a brush to spread it evenly. Also, lightly brush the top and bottom sides of the vegan patties with the oil. Then place the patties in the pan and sear them for about 40 seconds to 1 minute on the first side. Take care not to sear them for too long as they will burn. After searing one side, flip the patties and continue to sear the other side. When searing the second side, cover the vegan patties with a lid for about 30 to 40 seconds to cook the inside of the patties. After the vegan patties have cooked, remove the lid and turn the heat off. Transfer the patties onto a plate. Now let's assemble the vegan burgers. The burger buns have been sliced in half. On the heel or bottom cut sides of the burger buns, spread a layer of vegan dill mayonnaise, followed by some rocket lettuce. The vegan mushroom burger patties, vegan cheddar cheese slices, tomato slices, some basil leaves, and pickled purple cabbage. You could also add some ketchup on top of the cabbage. Spread some vegan dill mayonnaise on the crown or top half of the buns and place them on the fillings. To make the vegan dill mayonnaise, simply mix some finely chopped dill with the vegan mayonnaise. Our vegan shiitake mushroom burgers are ready. Enjoy!
Vegan side effect. What effect?
Noble viewers, we'll pause now to express our deep gratitude to the world's countless blood donors whose generosity, kindness, and courage bring hope and healing to those they save. You're true heroes, and we humbly honor you. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. We'll be right back. Welcome back to our show, Nature's Wondrous Gifts, Edible Mushrooms, Part 2 of 3. Vegan shiitake mushroom burger and grilled vegan mushroom skewers. For our next recipe, we'll prepare grilled vegan mushroom skewers using brown button mushrooms seasoned with tamari sauce, fresh herbs, and spices. Threaded onto skewers and brushed with vegetable oil, the mushrooms are grilled until tender and lightly charred. These grilled mushroom skewers are wonderfully versatile and can be served in many delicious ways. For example, as finger food with vegan dipping sauces, in vegan wraps and burgers, alongside fresh salads, or as a main or side dish. Wash 150 grams of brown button mushrooms briefly. Please don't soak them in water as the flavor will be lost. Cut the mushrooms in half. Finely chop some thyme. Place the mushroom halves into a large mixing bowl. Season with 2 teaspoons of tamari soy sauce, half a teaspoon of lemon juice or vinegar, 1 teaspoon of maple syrup, chopped thyme, and a dash of freshly ground black pepper. Mix well so the mushrooms are evenly coated. Skewer the mushroom halves through the stem with a skewer, ensuring they are evenly spaced, and place them on a grill rack. Brush the mushrooms with a thin layer of oil to lock in moisture and to prevent them from drying out during grilling. The oil also gives the mushrooms an appealing golden finish. Place the grill rack in the oven, preheated at 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 degrees Celsius for both top and bottom heat, and grill for 10 to 15 minutes or until the mushrooms become aromatic and turn golden brown at the edges. Then turn the oven off and take out the grill rack. Transfer the mushrooms to a serving plate. Garnish with some chopped parsley, and our delicious grilled vegan mushroom skewers are ready to be enjoyed.
Ingredients. For all ingredients, please use organic versions if available. For the vegan shiitake mushroom burger, 2 servings, the ingredients are 2 times 10 cm vegan burger buns, burger fillings, 2 vegan shiitake mushroom burger patties, vegan dill mayonnaise, 2 slices of vegan cheddar cheese, 2 slices of tomato, some rocket lettuce, some basil leaves, some pickled purple cabbage, ketchup, optional, vegan shiitake mushroom burger patty, 50 grams of dried shiitake mushrooms, 1 teaspoon of tamari soy sauce, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground black pepper, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1.5 teaspoons of smoked paprika, a 1/3 cup of cooked short grain brown rice, a 1/3 cup of panko breadcrumbs, 1/2 cup, 15 grams of fresh basil, 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil for frying the mushrooms, 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil for frying the patties. For the grilled vegan mushroom skewers, the ingredients are 150 grams of fresh brown button mushrooms, 2 teaspoons of tamari soy sauce, 1/2 teaspoon of lemon juice or vinegar, 1 teaspoon of maple syrup, a few sprigs of fresh thyme, a dash of freshly ground black pepper, some chopped parsley. For garnishing, vegetable oil for brushing the mushrooms.
Vegan, victorious hero. Thank, love, praise, and pray to the 3 reunited most powerful, God, Timkotu, and the Son of God.
Dear viewers, thank you for spending time with us today. Whether you're a seasoned vegan or just mushroom curious, we hope our recipes, vegan mushroom patty, burgers, and grilled mushroom skewers inspire you to create your own plant-powered delights at home. And there's more to come. Join us next Sunday, November 9, for 2 more tantalizing treats: crispy vegan Formosan or Taiwanese popcorn mushrooms, and a luscious creamy vegan mushroom sauce. Until then, happy mushroom cooking! Up next is A Practitioner is One Who Wants to Go Home, Part 2 of 9 on Between Master and Disciples. May you walk in peace, speak with kindness, and cultivate joy in whatever you do. When you thank a friend from the Azores, Portugal, for a cup of tea made with fresh, hand-picked leaves, she smiles and replies, "De nada." That means, "You're welcome," in Portuguese, the official language spoken on these islands of tea fields and thermal springs. My name is Alvaro. On São Miguel, the largest island in the Azores, Europe's oldest and only tea estate is still flourishing. Their dedicated workers pick tender leaves with care, preserving a tradition of craftsmanship. The generous people of the Azores share a love of nature's healing touch. May your days be filled with kindness in heaven's enduring compassion. Nature's wondrous gifts. Edible mushrooms, part 3 of 3. Crispy vegan formosan or Taiwanese popcorn mushrooms and creamy vegan mushroom sauce. Today, we'll share 2 more mushroom recipes, starting with a favorite Formosan or Taiwanese street food, crispy vegan Formosan or Taiwanese popcorn mushrooms. We'll marinate king oyster mushroom chunks in an enoki mushroom stock seasoned with tamari soy sauce and 5-spice powder. Then, we'll coat the mushrooms in cornstarch and deep fry them. Before serving, we'll add some deep-fried basil leaves for an aromatic touch, along with a dash of the signature Formosan or Taiwanese vegan pepper and salt seasoning blend, which is a combination of pepper, salt, and spices to give this dish its unique flavor. Cut off the roots of 300 grams of enoki mushrooms and set them aside for washing. Prepare a bowl of water with a pinch of salt and a splash of vinegar. Dampen a clean piece of cloth, then gently wipe each king oyster mushroom, about 200 grams in total. This helps to remove the dust, dirt, and lingering odors. Then briefly rinse the king oyster mushrooms in water and set them aside on a plate. Next, rinse the enoki mushrooms in water, followed by the basil leaves. Set them aside. To help the king oyster mushrooms and basil leaves dry faster, you can pat them with a dry cloth or set them aside to dry naturally. The basil leaves need to be completely dry to prevent oil from splattering when they are deep fried. We'll now prepare mushroom stock with the enoki mushrooms. Add the enoki mushrooms to a pot of boiling water, about 500 milliliters, and immediately reduce the heat to low. Continue simmering for about 10 minutes until the mushroom stock is reduced to 300 milliliters. Next, we'll roll cut each king oyster mushroom into bite-sized chunks. After each cut, roll the mushroom a little, then make the next cut so the chunks are similar in size and shape. Leave the caps whole but cut them in half if they are too large. Now the enoki mushroom stock is ready. Remove the enoki mushrooms and pour the stock into a mixing bowl. Then season the stock with 2 teaspoons of tamari soy sauce and 1/4 teaspoon of 5-spice powder and mix well. Add the king oyster mushroom chunks. Leave them to marinate for at least 30 minutes. As oyster mushrooms are porous, they absorb the stock well, giving them a plump and juicy bite and a deeper umami flavor. You can also leave the mushroom chunks in the refrigerator to marinate overnight. The longer they marinate, the richer the flavor, and the softer and juicier they will be. After marinating, separate the mushroom chunks from the marinade by pouring it through a strainer. Transfer the marinated mushroom chunks into a mixing bowl. Then add 1/3 of a cup of cornstarch and mix by hand, ensuring that all the king oyster mushroom chunks are evenly coated. Bring a half pot of vegetable cooking oil to at least 160 to 180 degrees Celsius or 320 to 355 degrees Fahrenheit at medium-high heat. To test if the oil is ready, dip a bamboo chopstick in the oil. If bubbles form around the chopstick, it means the oil is hot enough. Use a pair of chopsticks or tongs to carefully add the mushroom chunks, one piece at a time, into the pot. Depending on the size of your pan, you may need to deep fry the mushroom chunks in 2 or more batches. While frying, increase the heat to high to keep the oil hot, as a sudden drop in temperature could lead the mushrooms soaking up too much oil. High heat also ensures the mushrooms cook evenly, stay moist inside, and are tasty. Occasionally, move the mushroom chunks to prevent them from sticking together and to ensure they cook evenly. Deep fry each batch for about 3 to 5 minutes until the popcorn mushrooms turn golden brown. Then, quickly remove them from the hot oil and transfer them to a strainer to remove excess oil. Avoid leaving the popcorn mushrooms in the hot oil for too long, as they'll harden and taste bitter. Continue to deep fry the basil leaves that we prepared. Fry for 30 seconds, stirring occasionally to ensure they fry evenly. Then, remove them from the oil with a slotted ladle. Drain the oil well. Turn the heat off. Add the fried basil leaves to the mixing bowl that contains the deep-fried popcorn mushrooms. Sprinkle on some vegan Formosan or Taiwanese pepper and salt seasoning blend. Then lift the bowl to toss and mix the ingredients. Our crispy vegan mushroom or Taiwanese popcorn mushrooms are ready.
Vegan, cause the world needs lasting total peace.
Gracious viewers, we'll pause for a moment now to thank the players in the world of prosthetics, such as prosthetists, biomedical engineers, disability advocates, and others who blend engineering, empathy, and innovation to help restore mobility, dignity, and independence to countless people around the world. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. We'll be right back. Welcome back to our show, Nature's Wondrous Gifts. Edible Mushrooms, Part 3 of 3. Crispy Vegan Formosan or Taiwanese Popcorn Mushrooms and Creamy Vegan Mushroom Sauce. Next, we'll be preparing a creamy vegan mushroom sauce that's rich in umami flavor. Sliced button mushrooms are first seared in a hot pan to lock in their flavor, and then seasoned with salt, pepper, and fresh rosemary for an aromatic note. Freshly blended cashew nut milk and pulp, nutritional yeast, and yellow mustard are added to give the sauce its velvety texture and nutty, savory flavor. Pair this delicious sauce with your favorite vegan pasta, roasted or grilled vegetables, bread, or pastry, and you have a delicious, highly nutritious meal. We'll start by adding 1/3 of a cup of pre-soaked raw cashews into a blender jug together with 1 cup of water. Blend until the mixture is smooth and creamy. Pour the blended cashew milk and pulp into a bowl and set it aside. Slice 200 to 300 grams of brown button mushrooms and set them aside. Strip the rosemary leaves and discard the tough stems. Finely chop the leaves and set them aside. We'll now sear the mushrooms, so let's heat the pan over medium heat. When the pan is sufficiently hot, spread the mushroom slices over the pan. Searing releases moisture, seals the outer surface of the mushrooms, locks in the natural umami flavor, and gives the mushrooms a chewy texture. Avoid stirring the mushrooms too often. When the mushroom slices start shrinking, begin to turn golden brown and release an aroma. It's time to add about 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil and stir to gently coat the mushroom slices. Let the mushrooms sit to brown and only occasionally flip them to brown the other side. Avoid stirring them too frequently, as this causes moisture to escape, leaving the mushrooms shrunken and dried out. Once the mushrooms are evenly browned, reduce the heat to low and add the seasonings: a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground black pepper, and 1 tablespoon of chopped fresh rosemary or 1 teaspoon of dried rosemary. Then add the blended cashew milk and pulp. If you do not have raw cashews, you could use 1 cup of vegan, non-dairy creamer and half a cup of vegetable broth instead. Next, add 1½ tablespoons of nutritional yeast and half a teaspoon of yellow mustard cream. Increase the heat to medium and gently stir to mix the ingredients well. When the sauce is smooth and heated through, turn the heat off. Garnish it with a sprinkling of chopped rosemary on the top. Pair this rich, creamy vegan mushroom sauce with your favorite vegan dish for a wonderful dining experience. Enjoy!
Ingredients. For all ingredients, please use organic versions if available. For crispy vegan Formosan or Taiwanese popcorn mushrooms, 2 servings. The ingredients are 200 grams of king oyster mushrooms, 10 grams of fresh basil leaves, mushroom stock, 300 grams of enoki mushrooms, and 500 milliliters of water. 2 teaspoons of tamari soy sauce, a 1/4 teaspoon of 5-spice powder, a 1/3 cup of cornstarch, a dash of vegan Formosan or Taiwanese salt and pepper seasoning blend, or use salt and pepper, vegetable cooking oil for deep frying. For the creamy vegan mushroom sauce, the ingredients are 200 to 300 grams of brown button mushrooms, a 1/3 cup or 50 grams of pre-soaked raw cashews, or 1 cup of vegan creamer, plus half a cup of vegetable broth, 1 cup or 240 to 250 milliliters of water, 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground black pepper, 1 tablespoon of fresh rosemary, or 1 teaspoon of dried rosemary, 1½ tablespoons of nutritional yeast, half a teaspoon of yellow mustard cream.
Kind viewers, it's been a joy to share our delicious mushroom journey with you. Our recipes have revealed just how versatile mushrooms are, mimicking the texture and flavor of animal people meat while seamlessly adapting to a wide variety of cuisines. They are indeed an essential ingredient for many vegan recipes. So, why not bring that magic into your own kitchen? Explore, experiment, and let mushrooms surprise you. Happy vegan cooking! Up next is A Practitioner is One Who Wants to Go Home, Part 9 of 9. on between master and disciples. May every meal you create nourish both your body and soul.